Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Welcome to this edition of the Football Forecast Show, in which we analyze football from an unbiased perspective, but we maintain that we are unapologetically Manchester United fans. So let us discuss exactly what transpired over the last 2 weeks, and then we figure out exactly what kind of Manchester United team we're dealing with right now. The biggest challenge for Manchester United, following the performance against against Manchester City and Arsenal, will be if they can perform against teams that do not want to keep possession of the ball. Low block line teams. Can Manchester United at Old Trafford, how can they handle teams that will have less of the ball, which is something that have plagued Manchester United over the years, at least the last 14 years under Amorim. We've had difficulties playing against teams that have come and they play low block style of football. The difference this time around is I think Fulham also play a 4-2-3, 4-2-3, 4-2-3-1 formation, which means it's going to be like for like. But then we have to figure out where we're going to get supremacy over Fulham as we look at the games that are yet to come. So this current Manchester United, it's scary. When you look at the last two games, Manchester United have not only defeated any regular team, they have defeated the best teams in Europe. They have come away with victory at Emirates against Manchester United, who do not only top the English Premier League, but also top the Champions League board. They've also been able to defeat Manchester City at home, following domination and shellacking by Manchester City at the Citizens Stadium the last time that they met 3 goals to 0. This time around, it was completely a different kind of Manchester United that Manchester City played against. Arsenal also got a feel. They had. We went into that game with this idea that the first game was taken away from us by a mistake from the ref. So Manchester United went with that anger to revenge, and when we had our revenge, the current Manchester United form team is not a regular team to play around with. Manchester United, as they look forward to playing against Fulham, have proven themselves that they have turned a page. They have turned a new page. They flipped the script. You have Mbemo scored twice. Mbemo scored what? Twice. 5 goals in the last two games. The first back-to-back victory for over a year. It took Amorim 35 games to record a back-to-back victory. Michael Carrick in his first two games have recorded what? A first back-to-back victory and have brought back new life in Manchester United and at the Old Trafford. Big steps at the right direction, yes. The odds have never been the odds were never in our favor to win against Arsenal and Manchester City, who in his rightful mind at the beginning of the championship looked at this fixture and thought that Manchester United was going to come away with 6 points from these two games. That has happened. The scary thing with this game is this: people do not really understand. Everything being equal, the score line between Manchester City and Manchester United was supposed to be something on average of 9 goals to 0. Yeah, it was supposed to be at least 9 goals to 0. Let us look at the statistics, right? 2 goals were disallowed by the ref. Two disallowed. 2 goals, two hit the bar, the post. So that's 4. 2 goals were accepted. That's 6. And 2 goals denied. And one wonderful save by Donnarumma. That brings us down to what? 9 goals to 0. The amount of goals that Manchester United currently creates is beyond expectations. The amount of goals that Manchester United creates now is beyond expectations, and we should be careful exactly with the kind of players that we have right now. Unfortunately, Duku will not be there. So what happened? Who switched the light on? What happened under Amorim? It was a 3-4-3 formation that the players were out of place. Now they are playing a 4-2-3-1 formation where the players feel at home. This basic football. From the age of 5 years, 6 years old, we play this system of football on a regular day, on a regular basis. It's a lot easier to go back into that dressing room and tell your players, hey, let us just go back to the basics. And that's exactly what Michael Carrick did, putting a square peg in a square hole. If you watch what Ahmad did at the Nations Cup Ahmad was up front. He had no defensive duties. And what did he do? He kept on banging goals for Ivory Coast. And if you play the same system of football over here and just let him be where he's supposed to be, he will bang goals for fun. Manchester United are at the stage where they will begin to score goals for fun. They're turning a leaf. Under Carrick, there's simplicity, there's clarity, and everybody knows exactly what is expected of each other because they play what they have become accustomed to. The system of play that Amorim wanted to implement at Manchester United was going to cost this Manchester United at least 700 million to get that kind of a rebuild. Manchester Amorim was not a bad coach. He was a good trainer, a good one. But he needed time to make things work. He had wrong players for his system of play. But now Michael Carrick have come with a lot of simplicity and clarity, and we've gone back to the basics, and that is why you can see this kind of performance that we are currently exhibiting on a daily basis. Defeating Manchester City and defeating Arsenal at the Emirates. Come on, that's unbelievable. No one thought that was going to happen. Now you look at a rejuvenated midfield with Casemiro and Kobe. They just stay in the middle of the park. They don't have any offensive or defensive duty. They just stay unsheltered and shadow the defense. Then they let those attackers who are good at playing up front, they play up front. Defenders, you can see Luke Shaw plays again happily. He doesn't have that strength to be running up and down as was the system when he used to play as part of the three defense that we have. So it's a new system. A new day for what? For freedom. What kind of freedom? The freedom of you exhibiting the kind of talent that you have. These players were brought to Manchester United for so many millions because what? Because they have a specific talent or level of play that warranted these players to be brought into the system. And now they have to be playing the basic football, what they grow up learning how to play. That is why Manchester United is so scary these days. They have a dynamic attack where you have Buemo, Bruno, Ahmad, and Dugu. That's the revelation. Who needs Semenyo when you have Dugu? Who needs Semenyo when you have Dugu? So Dugu have come of age. And we have to realize that his presence right now makes it a lot easier for our defenders to play with a lot of freedom because he has become a target player for our opposing teams, which means they have to sit back and wait on him. Unfortunately, he will be out for the next 10 weeks. Hopefully, he gets well in time to play the game against Leeds. As I hear, they say 10 weeks. In 10 weeks' time, we'll be playing against Leeds. Hopefully, the team will still be in a better position for him to make an impact. But before that date, I think we must have made a lot of difference. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this edition of the game watching this edition of the Football Forecast Show. Do not forget to hit that notification bell as we bring you news and football analysis from a perspective, from an unbiased perspective, though we are unapologetically Manchester United fans. Thank you. Have a nice day. Ciao.